All right, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to connect Notion to Make and automate a real workflow in under 10 minutes. If you're brand new to Make, don't worry, I'll show you step by step, and by the end, you'll have an automation that pulls data from Notion, updates it automatically, and saves you a ton of manual work. Let's jump right in. All right, first we're going to create a Notion database that we're going to use in this automation. We're going to start by creating a new page. We have the new page right here, and we're going to go to the bottom. We're going to select database, and we'll just do an empty database. Now we have a fresh database to work with. We're going to add a couple properties. The first one we'll add is the ID column, which we'll just say title. And over here, we're going to add a status. Just select that from the drop down. And you can see we have title, status here. We'll go ahead and give the first row a test1 title. And you can see here that the status is not started. That's what we're looking for. If you like, you can add any other properties that you want, email address, things like that. But for the purposes of this demonstration, we're just going to keep it super simple. Next, we are going to switch over to Make, and you can see over here on the left-hand side, you have the option to select scenarios. If you're logged in, you can just select the scenario. I already have mine pre-selected. You can hit the plus down here to add modules. Go ahead and select the plus. We're going to add our first Notion module. The first one is going to be a watch data source items. We'll go ahead and go into the settings here. For connection, you're going to choose your own public connection. This is what connects Make to your Notion database. We're going to say watch by data source, and then we're going to put the data source ID in here. If you hit search and then just leave this blank, hit OK, it should automatically fill that in for you. But if it doesn't, let me show you how to get that data source ID. So we're going to go ahead and switch back over to Notion real quick. You can see up here, there's a settings menu in your database. Go ahead and click that. Then you're going to come down to manage data sources. Then next to here, the three dots next to your database, click that, and you have an option to copy data source ID. Click that. Now you have your data source ID or your database ID in your clipboard. Go ahead and switch back to Make. Go to your first Notion module, click on that, and in your data source ID field, go ahead and Control V, paste that in there. Now you have your Make module connected to your Notion database. Go ahead and save that. Then you're going to add another Notion module. We'll go ahead and show you the setup for that. This Notion module is going to be an update a data source item module. Gonna go ahead and select your connection up here again. I just selected my Notion public connection. You're going to update by data source. You're going to enter a data source ID, select the item from the list. You're just going to keep that the same. And then this data source ID is going to be exactly the same as from the last step. Then you're going to come down here. This is the important part. I'll go ahead and delete this for a second. And you look at this menu over here, and you have a bunch of stuff to select from. All we're worried about right now is this database item ID. This is the actual ID of the rows in your database, your Notion database. So this will dynamically map all of the ID rows from your Notion database. So we'll go ahead and click that. It's going to add that in here. And you can see if you expand excuse me, if you expand your fields item here in your you'll see that it has our title field and our status field. If you go ahead and use the drop down for status field, you can see that you can select whatever you want here. This is what it's going to update our status field to when we run the scenario. So I'll just go ahead and select done, give that a save. And then for good measure, I went ahead and did a Gmail module as well. So if you want to add a Gmail module, you can. If not, that's okay too. This just, uh, you'll connect your Gmail account up here under connections, add a recipient, that's me. Then I put a subject of status updated, and then the body type is a collection of contents. So this will send an email to my email address at the same time that it updates the row in my Notion database. So we'll go ahead and give that a save. And finally, we're going to get to the really cool part. We're going to go ahead and save this entire scenario. Click Save down here on the bottom bar. The scenario was saved, and we're going to watch this thing run, and hopefully everything goes okay. It'll update the status in the Notion database. Right here, this should go to done, and it should send me an email. Let's see if this works. Let's click the play button. Nope, there was an operation failed with an error. Let's go ahead and troubleshoot that. All right, sorry about that. The issue was that I forgot one very important step. So if you go back to your Notion database, the three dots at the very top here, click that. You're going to go down to connections. You're going to have to authorize a connection with make. So I had already made the connection, but for you, if you need to make that connection, hit add connections and then just type in make. And then that'll pop up with make. You'll be able to click the make button, and it should look like this for you. So connections, it should say authorized by you, and then so long as that looks all right, go back over to make, and we'll give this another run. Hopefully it'll work this time. Oh, we got a bunch of green check marks here. That's looking good. Let's go back to our Notion database. You can see that this first row was updated. It is done. And then let's go refresh my Gmail account here. And as you can see, it sent me an email verifying that the status was updated. So this is your fully functional make to Notion and Gmail automation. Super useful for if you have anything that you're putting into a Notion database on a regular basis, and maybe you want your team to see that the status is updated. Obviously, Gmail doesn't need to be your only module. You can put a lot of stuff in between these two Notion modules. So maybe you wanted to do some data processing, or you want to send out a Slack message, or whatever you need to do. So this is just a kind of a super basic template that you can use for any make Notion automations that you want to do. All right, and that's it. We've successfully connected Notion to Make, sent out an automated email, and updated the status on that row. If you found this helpful, let me know in the comments what workflow you'd like me to automate next. And if you want help implementing any automations for your business, check out the link in the description. Thanks so much for watching.